All right, let's go to our guest line. As promised, please be joined by the head coach of the SU men's basketball team, brought to you every week by Labatt and Oswego County Mutual. It's Adrian Autry joining us. It's Adrian Autry's birthday. Happy birthday, Coach. How are you today?
I'm good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Happy 13th.
I wish.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's jump into this team. So you look at these last 5 games, and you guys seem to be playing your best basketball at the right time. 4-1 in the last 5. You're scoring the basketball with great efficiency and great productivity. What has changed, or what has, I guess, allowed you guys to go on this little bit of run and make this push toward the postseason?
Well, I just think we've really kind of did a good job on the offensive end from the offensive standpoint. Just of spacing, sharing the basketball a little bit more. And I think just kind of everybody understanding, what we're trying to accomplish, and within the offense, good shots, bad shots, what we're trying to say. Well, I just think we're a little bit more patient.
Coach, what's happened? You've won the games, but the second half, it seems like the teams have figured out your defense. What has happened in the second half, and is it just a matter of not having an actual center and rim protector back there?
No, I think the Notre Dame game, it was 3-point shots with the 3-point line, against Notre Dame. And then, Virginia Tech, we wanted to defend the 3-point line. So when you have your game plan sometimes, you're going to kind of give up something. You try not to give up anything, but that's just not the way it is. And then also we've had big leads, and teams are going to come back and play a little bit hard, and they make their adjustments, and then we have to make make adjustments from there, what they're doing. But we go into a game plan a lot of times, and, when you game plan and you want to take a specific thing away, you're probably going to be vulnerable to some other things. And I think that's what's happened.
You look at some of the individual players who have stepped up of late, and we have to talk about Justin Taylor, who these last 2 games, he's been great. I mean, he didn't miss a shot against Notre Dame, 4 for 4, then follows it up with a 2 for 2 effort. Got on the glass the other night against Virginia Tech. What has allowed him to kind of break through here? And we know he's been through a lot, and a lot of credit to him, a lot of credit to you guys as coaches to keep him going. What has worked, I guess, this last week or so for JT?
I think really just for him is expanding his game and thinking of his game in different ways, figuring out how to impact the game different ways, especially on the offensive end. Your shot's not falling. How do you figure it out? Sometimes, people can go off the drive. You can take it on the floor, put it to the deck and get to the rim and get a couple of free throws. And I think that's what we've kind of talked about, not just relying on your shot, being a mover, being a screener. He can take the ball to the basket. He is strong. He can finish around there. So I just think really concentrating on, other aspects and not just kind of one aspect of your game.
Paulie was talking about the net in that first segment, and I feel like it's kind of driving him crazy right now. Trying to figure it all out, and I'm sure your players are much the same way, trying to figure out how do you improve your chances to get in the tournament. How do you go about as coaches just telling the players just ignore all that, keep winning games, and everything will work itself out? How hard is that with social media and everything this day and age that's around these guys to kind of keep them insulated from that?
Yeah, you can't keep them insulated, but I think the biggest thing is what you said, and we tell our guys, just win the games. If you don't win, the argument doesn't matter. You want to win your games and try to win every game you play, and then we see what happens. And that's all we talk about is win the games, and then we see what will happen after that. But if you don't win, you don't have a chance. You don't have a shot at all. So winning is the most important thing.
Coach, when you look at the net yourself now, have you thought maybe I need to schedule differently? You're almost penalized now for being in Maui instead of playing cupcakes at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, right now I can't put too much thought into next year or even scheduling, but those things do come across your mind as you start to end out the year. You start moving towards next year. You want to know, and I think it's all going to be predicated on, how the season plays out, and obviously the committee and the selection Sunday, and when these people talk and what they kind of the information that they say, the message that they send. I think everybody will kind of take a hair and try to adjust their schedule or their scheduling philosophies. I mean, you just have to. But as of right now, I'm just trying to finish out the season. But to answer your question, you definitely think about those things. But you just got to wait and see what it is and what they put a lot of emphasis on and what their selection process, the committee's thoughts are about behind selecting the 68 teams.
Yeah, it does seem odd, though, that they want you to challenge yourself out of conference, but then the metrics, it seems like you benefit more if you blow somebody out by 40 that, is not a very good team. So you're right. It's something that needs to be talked about further and I guess, to your point, addressed in the offseason after, all the dust settles, right?
Right, because you don't want to assume something. This is what we're assuming, and maybe they are. Maybe the higher net rankings. Maybe it depends on how many people really make it in that were ranked high when they start breaking down their schedule. So you don't want to jump the gun and just start committing to games, and then that's not the formula. Me personally, I like challenging ourselves. I love our schedule this year. I thought it prepared us, and I think we're starting to see the benefits of it towards the end of the season.
Coach, how do you also, as a coach, isolate yourself from it, too? Because now when you're playing games, you know how important they are to your resume. Like you're going into this Louisville game, and, you got to win it, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I don't think that would change anyway. I don't care if we were, 7 and 10, whatever the case may be. I'm a competitor, and I want to win every game, but I understand what you're saying. But it's a basketball game, and I think all of our guys, like I tell them, you just want to come out and win that game, and every game is different. We just want to prepare to win and go out there and play our game, and I think that's how you have to look at it. Because if you start, putting this added pressure on yourself, that typically doesn't work out.
All right, let's talk about this Louisville game coming up on Saturday. A team you've already seen once, and they gave you some trouble, and you won a close game inside the Dome. What stands out to you about this team is, again, a team you just saw not that long ago?
Their physicality, the way they score, they drive the basketball. They're good they're a good rebounding team. Those are things that we have to get prepared for. Again, I always say their record does not indicate the improvements that they've made and how well they're playing. They had a tough game last night on the road against Duke, but everybody does that down there, so you can't think about that. You just got to, prepare for the best version of that team. And when they're playing their best basketball, they do a lot of things that help them win. They rebound, they attack the basket, they defend. So, again, a big physical team.
Coach, all right, now the most important question of the day, everybody in the chat wants to know. When it's your birthday on a leap year, do you celebrate your birthday on March 1st or February 28th, and what's the reasoning?
I'll stick to the 28th because it's sooner than later. I'm impatient. But I go to the 28th. But when I have days like this, I try to tell my family, I got 2 days of birthday, so you guys got to be nice to me twice. And I need an extra gift, but that hasn't worked out yet.
Well, listen, Coach, happy birthday. Enjoy the day. Good luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Adrian Autry joining us every week, brought to you by Labatt and by Oswego County Mutual. And with that, we will take a time out. We'll open up the phone lines for the next hour, 315-437-7644. We are back after this on ESPN Radio.